Well, hello everybody, it's Pluto Man here again, and it is 6:13, which means it's beer o'clock, it's also Badugi o'clock. Yeah, Badugi o'clock, 6:13 is Badugi o'clock. Now it's 6:13 my time, I'm on European, Eastern European time. If you're on this like standard Central European time, that'll be 5:13. So actually, that's a better Badugi hand, isn't it, than 6:13? And if you're in the UK, like my brother is, and some of my friends there still, it's 4:13. That's even better, right? Now, if you're in New Zealand, which is where my parents are, it's actually 3:13 in the morning. So it's and that's completely useless in Badugi, pretty much. So yeah, so anyway, we'll call 6:13 Badugi o'clock. I suppose, yeah. You probably don't even know what I'm talking about. I was talking about the Badugi hands there, like 6-1-3, 5-1-3, 4-1-3, 3-1-3, which is not so good. I suppose calling an ace a 1, of course, which I kind of do most of the times. That's what it is, right? In Badugi. It's a big multi-way plot. So it already looks like being a slow table. Okay. I've got a good draw. So he's actually completed and drawn 3, which I don't think you should really ever do. Now I've got a really nice draw. Now I don't think I'll bet this. It just doesn't feel right to bet into. But who knows? I mean, it's likely that one of these players they're not going to bet anyway unless they improve to a Badugi. So he's probably got a Badugi. Okay, I'm probably going to go all the way with this, I guess. Join 2 again. Oh damn. I just need to see if he's not Pat, but he is Pat though, right? So I'll call. The fact that he didn't raise pre-flop sort of means he probably doesn't have a great hand. If he gets raised, I have to fold. But maybe 5.5 to 1. Okay, I'm going to call here. Draw. Fortunately, I didn't hit. Let's see what he's got. If he bets, I'm going to fold. He had a jack. Yeah, I didn't think he had a strong hand particularly. Now I've got a really good, really good hand. If he raises, I have to re-raise this because he couldn't. Well, he's drawing 2, so that's why you pretty much have to re-raise that, right? Oh, this is awkward now. What do I do? I'm going to bet. I'll bet call. I'm going to pat this, right? Now what? Wow. I actually wonder now if I had the best 3-card hand anyway. I'll have to find that out. There's a good chance I did, to be honest. Let's see. See what they had. Yeah, I certainly did, right? And I just didn't know what to do with that. It's marginal. I mean, a jack is a very clear pat. King, I think, is a clear break. Well, I don't know. It's really interesting that they're prepared to play crappy stuff. Why did they tie that hand? They do. You don't see that too often. So if we're talking about Badugi o'clock, and I said it's 6:13, what would Badugi o'clock really be though? I guess. Hang on, this works. We've got ace 2 3 4. I mean, you don't normally say it that way, but that'd be 12:34. So I'd say 12:34 is Badugi o'clock. But so I don't know any Badugi tournament. They should. I don't know. It'd be a really bad time for them to start at 12:34, either AM or PM. So if he's sitting out, there's kind of free money here, but not with a hand like that, and he's limping me. I'm like one of the only like 2 or 3 players in the whole world, including me, who don't open limp. So yeah, 12:34 is Badugi o'clock. I was thinking about that. Like I used to always wake up in the middle of the night at 3:14, and it was like pi o'clock. I think it's pi o'clock right now. Not that I'm any sort of geek or anything. So that's that. So and then the what other game? Juice to 7. That would be an interesting one. So you need 5 digits for that. So you'd have to go 234, 234, and that works. 234 and 57 seconds. Or you could go the other way. 7:54 and 32 seconds. They both work, right? And I did actually play this morning. So hang on a sec. He or she, whoever it is, has got a little thing there that means he or she has won a scoop tournament, which is interesting. I got really close to winning one, funny enough, in 2010. Yeah, that's a long time ago. I was in 2010. It was in Badugi, and it was really weird. I came second in the scoop low Badugi, and I won like $4,700 and something dollars, which was just ridiculous because up to that point I think I'd only ever won. I think the biggest win I'd ever had in a tournament was $35. It was like so I've won more than 100 times my previous ever biggest win in a tournament. Now I'm going to fold this 125 times, 130 times my previous biggest win in a tournament. It was just insane. It was crazy stuff. We kind of did a deal when we got down to 2, and how long did it take? It took 14 hours, right? So my longest tournament up to that point might have only been 5 hours or something, but 14 hours. I mean, these things took a long time back then, right? So I don't know whether that was on my old account though. So the one I couldn't reuse that account here in Romania. I had to set up a new one and close my old one because obviously having 2 at the same time would be complete. I think they'd have issues with that somehow. I did actually ask myself, what do I do here? I mean, I had to set up a new account. What happens to the old one? Is everything I'm doing legit here? I mean, so yeah, because so far today, we've only been going for like less than 10 minutes, and I've established what Badugi o'clock is, and Juice to 7 o'clock is. So that's been productive now. Certainly raise this on the button if it folds around to me. Not a good handle. Let it go now. I wonder what you won your scoop. I wish it told you. It says scoop winner. Câștigător. It's my Romanian for you. Câștigător. Maybe I should try to say some more words in Romanian. Două schimbări rămase. Două schimbări rămase. A rămas o schimbare. So you can see the plural of schimbare is schimbări. So it's not the easiest language in the world, to be honest. It's a bit. So yeah, I played 3 tournaments this morning from about 9:10. Didn't get anywhere at all. Closest to getting somewhere. I think I'm probably gonna let this, break off the queen. I don't think there's any reason to keep the queen here, honestly. I wanted you to come in, actually. I'll bet this again. He raises me and see what happens. Oh god, okay. Huh. Now, I don't know what he's got, but I actually don't think I have the odds to call here. I mean, it's possible he's got a king, a worse king than me. It's possible, but that's kind of awkward, right? Froze. That's probably a good play there, honestly. That was could be slow playing something. You could have something like a, I don't know, a 10 or a jack or a queen. This might go. So you can see here, and this is actually typical. I've played 14 hands. I've had 14 hands dealt to me, and I've only won one. This I've actually won. At least I've won a hand. I mean, I played a pot limit Badugi tournament this morning, and I didn't win any hands. I got like 20 minutes or something without winning a single hand. It happens sometimes, right? And talking about beer, the beer I've just finished actually, is it's the local beer, Timișoara. It comes from Timișoara. Although I don't think it's brewed anywhere near Timișoara anymore. Oh god, what a horrible bad beat you faced there. You got the 7-5-4-3 and it wasn't good enough. Happens sometimes. Right, just how many? Two. And I managed to. I remember that happening in the last tournament as well. I managed to hit trip threes on the first draw. Now, I think if it folds around to me, I think I just fold actually. But if I'm going to let it go. It's probably a bit tight there. With it being, if my draw being clean, let this go as well. That's actually kind of close too. Not getting a ton of hands here. Shib's 8. Passive. Okay, that's what the little sort of light blue colour means actually. The passive. Okay, East. He's still sitting out. He's got like roughly half what he started with. Anyway, this morning, before I play any poker, I went to the market and got some fruit, some tomatoes, some strawberries, some cherries, some little cucumbers, some carrots, some cheese. I think that's all I got. Yeah, that was quite good. It's a little bit of a trek, a bit of a walk. I mean, mile and a half, maybe nearly that much, like at least 2 kilometers anyway. And before it got too hot, because it's been a real scorcher today. But twice a week they have the local produce market. I mean, we have lots of other markets all over the city actually, every day. There's a nice hand. That's the hand that I actually that was my bust out hand. Effectively my bust out hand. Last time I played this tournament, right? Ugh. Let's see the point of playing the king. He's drawing 2. Maybe I should actually pat this, right? Okay, well now I'm gonna draw. That's just awkward, isn't it? So now I'll draw, right? Because I'm actually going to call here, simply because his range is probably quite wide. No, you need to hit sometimes, right? And we had a queen 10, right? I broke off the king. That was interesting. So I think I played that perfectly, right? You can say that. bloody called my raise before, and then let's go now, right? Okay. I don't think he's a great Badugi player. I'm guessing his. I mean, who knows though? I mean, he could have won that in Badugi because a tournament. It's a small sample size, right? One tournament, you just need to win one. But it could have been anything. He's probably played hundreds of these things. I mean, I've only ever played 4, I think. That was, and the other 3 were this year's scoop. I actually cashed them all. One of them was Badugi, one of them was single draw, one of them was triple draw. And I think I only min cashed in that one. Well, 4. This is a bit awkward actually. Let it go now, honestly. Position raise. 2 card draw. That's a really bad idea. With well, it was. I mean, it was 8-2, wasn't it? It's hasn't been a great start to this, honestly, but still early days. Although you get into like really late days, really early, unfortunately, in this tournament. So, needed a club that was lower than a 9 there, or well, actually any club that wasn't pair. I think if I'd got a king or queen, I don't know, the jack would have been close. But when you raised, what I'd have done there. Interesting. Oh, hang on a sec. Did he actually? Did he really just off? I don't know what happened there. Honestly. Maybe back from the start. I mean, if you have king queen, then okay. I see what was going on. I wasn't really following it. We take east. This has actually been a very typical session so far. I've played 25 hands and only won 1. That's kind of because I suppose I don't play a lot of hands, right? So this has been much more typical of what you'd expect. So funnily enough, I was at the market, and I wish I had better position on. Well, yeah, I was coming back from the market and I met the guy, one of the guys, he lives below me. I live in a block of flats. He lives on the 3rd floor, he's on the 2nd floor. His name is Bogdan, very common name, and this was, what time was it? 20 to 9, and I was coming home from the market, he was going to the pub, right, at 20 to 9, right, that's the first time, I asked him where he was going. Well, I did. No, I don't think I did. I think he just told me he was going to Transylvania, and I thought, well, is that the bank? Banca Transylvania, that's the name of the bank. It's my bank, the bank where I bank, right? Nice hand there, right? Number, what's that? I have to think about it. Number 11, I think it is, maybe. Here I'm going to actually draw 4. Okay. Is that any better than what I had before? But no, it wasn't. Apparently there's a pub there called Transylvania. I didn't even know about it, right? So it's not that uncommon to see people drinking at that time of the morning. I mean, he doesn't seem to have a job. And funnily enough, he had he had scratches on his face, so I don't know what he'd been up to. But when we had the whole COVID, well, we still have COVID, right? We still definitely have COVID. But when we had it last year, he often asked me, "Do you want to come? Do you want to kind of come round? Do you want to come round? Do you want to go for a drink, or whatever?" And I just knew he'd been all over the city all day, going from one bar to another, mixing with God knows when. I mean, this was the time when this was sort of July, August, when the cases were starting to go up again, but things were still open, and it's like, just no, basically. He's not an old guy either. He's about a little bit older than me. He's in his 40s, mid 40s, I think. Now, what's going on? Oh, wow. The cricket match going on at the moment, actually. It's funny, I haven't really followed sport that much at all for a while, but there's this World Test Championship cricket going on between New Zealand, which is where I spent 13 years, and India, and I really would like New Zealand to win it. Gosh. And they need, according to this, they need 95 of 35 overs. If you're listening to this, you probably have no idea what that means. So that's like just under 3 and over, right? They might not even get in all 35 overs because this is England, right? And it's been played in England. So New Zealand against India played in England. And they've got 8 wickets in hand. They've just lost their second wicket. So. I mean, it looked fine. If you raise, what do I do? If you raise, what do I do? So that neither of those things happened. I get the money in first. Well, kind of first. I'm going 3-way. Not the best draw in the world, but enough to. It helps. Having position is a big help here. Okay. Now if he re-raises me, okay, it's quite interesting. He's slow playing something, right? In which case I'll just. He might fold here. Let's see what he does. Okay. Because my hand is not so super strong that you can kind of slow play it or anything there, right? You want. Yeah, I mean, he didn't. The thing is, though, he didn't have a very good. I don't know. People over 3-bet their draws a lot of the time, right? They're good draws. So I'm back to what I started with, right? And that's despite only winning 2 out of 31 hands. So that's kind of typical. Yeah, kind of sport. It's felt kind of more and more pointless as time's gone on. You know, I used to follow the cricket, follow football. I still follow tennis a bit. You know, when the Grand Slams roll around. You know, I sort of had a passing interest in rugby when I lived in New Zealand. Golf, watched golf tournaments, sort of stuff. The big, you know, majors and stuff. But just as I've got older, it's just become less and less important, just less and less interesting too. I guess as money has permeated through the sports, all the sports really, it just and the way that the competitions are structured now, it's kind of a little bit more like fast food all the time, you know, which is kind of interesting about this game that's taking place now. It's definitely the opposite of that. It's not fast food at all. It's very much it's attritional. I mean that's the right word. I mean these are two very very good cricketing sides. One and India have 1.2, 1.3. What I don't 1.2 is it billion people, and New Zealand have just under 5 million. They must be about 4.9 million now, right? So. I'm gonna fold. Just feels maybe 984. I think a lot of people would defend there or call there, but yeah. I mean, certainly if you were a big New Zealand cricket fan, this match here would be. I'm not watching it, but I have got it on updates on my phone. It would be like edge of the seat stuff, and as I said, it's the early hours of the morning there. It's 3:39 a.m. So I guess there'd be a lot of Kiwis actually getting out in the middle of a winter night watching this. And of course, what is it? It's Thursday, so they've all got to go to work tomorrow, right? So there'll be quite a lot of interest in this. Let it go. Slightly better. I'd overlimp there. And kind of wish I hadn't because he's just raised there in the small blind. I don't think I'm going to break my record of losing. Well, so I'm not going to break my record of number of hands. My all-time low. I will. I've already played more hands than that. Things can go really, really wrong, really, really fast. 10-9. Were you pat from the start with that, were you? Yeah, it was. Otherwise it wouldn't have made any sense. Otherwise you'd be going nuts with a 9 draw and that's... I don't know how I'd watch the cricket. I guess there's some streaming service or whatever here, but when I've got Sky, I don't even know what they call it, cable TV with about a zillion channels, but it might even be a gazillion channels. But it costs it's really really cheap. I'm gonna open this. That's not a great hand, honestly. I'm on 600. Just keep going. Don't fold here with regardless. Okay, if he raises me, I'm not going to get out of the way here. Okay. Okay, it's probably beating me here, right? But he might just be getting it all in. Who knows, right? Well, it was neither. Right? He was getting it all in, but he hit on the red one. There's nothing you can do about that, right? Absolutely nothing. He's going to get it in regardless. Now I would have bet the river too. But what you can do about that? He's going to hit, and that's it. So one of 4 showdowns so far, right? That's an interesting stat to look at. I've got a good draw, something amazing though. Certainly be. Oh, but uncall this. Improved so ever so slightly. Okay, doesn't see bet there. Probably going to fold this. I will fold this if somebody bets, right? Yeah, okay. So I now have 2/3 of what I started with. I mean, last time I got any sort of decent cash in this was, I think it was March or something, right? I mean, and it's now the 23rd of June. I haven't played it very often, and this week's been a little bit weird. I've actually managed to play a little bit more, and I'm going to be playing tomorrow night unless something really weird happens too. And 2 of 9 draws I've actually won as well, right? So these stats need to improve, or else I'm not going to be long for this world or long for this tournament. So it's not a matter of life or death. I mean, if it was, yeah, I wouldn't be speaking to you now because I was yeah, this morning was pretty. It was a bloodbath, honestly. The only one I kind of got close-ish with was the Omaha high-low. The other was single draw, and that was a weird one actually. I got my bust down hand was a 10, 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, I'm gonna open this up if it folds around to me. Okay, get 3. It's amazing how many callers you get actually. I'm gonna draw. It's gonna draw 2 here. Okay. Oh, he's raised that. Oh, flip. Honestly, I'm gonna fold. Maybe I shouldn't have folded, but he's clearly pat there with probably with a good hand, right? So now, and whether I should actually continue there. The thing is, if you're closing the action, it's a different matter. If he could have 3-bet there too, right? I mean, I just don't know. It's a really difficult one there. So maybe I should have called. I think if I'd had more chips, I might have called. That's the other weird thing. So yeah, this will cap off a great day of poker, won't it? In between this morning, which didn't last very long, and now I've been trying to actually write a dictionary, which is sort of not the easiest thing to do in the world. It's a dictionary for Romanians actually. Okay, for just for usage of English words, right, and with a sort of emphasis on the kind of mistakes that they make and why they make these mistakes. You know, it helps to know a little bit of Romanian, so I can see where they make these mistakes, where they well, you know, why they say the things that they say. I don't want to be critical or anything like that. I'm not being critical. I mean, Romanians are such good English speakers. They're just learners of languages full stop, honestly. It's really impressive how good they are at learning. You know, it's quite common to meet people who know 3, 4, 5 languages, and when I say know, like really know them. It's yeah. And of course, kids now, they're just exposed to so much English through games and cartoons and whatever. Let it go again. Just not quite getting what I need here. Okay. This is a good hand. Certainly, I'll be raising this up. Somebody already doesn't do it already. Okay. And it's not the best draw in the world, but it's perfectly good enough to do this with. Just improved a bit too, right? So I'll bet this again. With you drawing too. Oh my god, okay. Right. I think I'll 3-bet this too, right? Oh, for sure now. Bet call on the river, right? Trouble is, you okay, that's handy. Now I've got a huge hand, right? Look how the blinds are already up to 120 and 240. Feels like we've only just got going. And how many here? 2 again. Wow. I'm gonna bet any God. Just call a raise here. Okay. Where did you draw? Okay. You do 2, so I'm actually gonna just call here. I don't want you breaking this, that'd be terrible. Yay! Woo! He had a really good hand. It was debatable whether to 3-bet there. It would have got him out of the way, right? So I had a good little 5 minutes here now. What's happening in the cricket, everybody? Well, it's almost a kind of a stalemate, isn't it? They've had 1, 2, 3. I think there's 3.5 overs now where New Zealand haven't even scored a run. But wow, that's amazing. This seems to be going a bit crazy. New Zealand need 93 off 31 overs, so exactly 3 and over at the moment, which absolute barn burner of a game. This, honestly, and all I'm doing is reading the text commentary. It's, in here, I was going to say, number 2. You're as dead as a doornail with your draw there. Stats have improved a little bit, haven't they? Yeah, that one where I had the 9, I mean, you were just about a little bit ahead of his range there. Well, in his range, I don't know what it was for any Badugi possibly. The average Badugi, if you're drawing 2 as he was, with 10-9. I didn't want him to try like break like a jack or something, right? Jack 6, whatever he might have. I thought, oh, I might choose to break that. And the problem there was that I also had this other guy in. So that's interesting. Has been the one that I come back to. I'm looking is the 4-2-1. Where, as soon as you see King King, you know it's not. In fact, any pair higher than a 7 on the first 2 cards, and that's it. Oh. Right, I'm gonna get this kettle on now, put the kettle on. It's never too hot for a nice cup of tea, is it? Here we go, it's a nice break time. On 6-5-3. So some these are really big hands here. And then he's been limping so much, which is kind of interesting. He's winning a scoop tournament. And I have to fold, right? You know, when you completely brick like that, it seems like folding's the only real thing you can do. And I'll be folding this too. Kind of looks pretty, this, in a way, doesn't it? You've got, yeah, get out of the way. I don't think, I mean, it wouldn't be terrible to complete that other 7-2. The problem is that the big blind can easily raise there, right? Now, this is interesting. Oh, as well, it's clear, obvious raise, but somebody who's come in to join the 2, okay. Good enough. Okay. Most of the time I'm raising, I'm not going to have a Badugi, so a good chunk of the time I'm going to have a 2-card draw like what he had, right? So you actually do get a Badugi there, that's quite nice, even if it's not a great one like that one. So it must be the break coming up after this hand, isn't it? Yeah. Începe pauza după ce se termină această mână. I still feel like my Romanian needs to improve, but anyway, it is basically break time. Okay, here we go. Just over 5,000. That is a lot more than I thought I would have. 10. Hello, now I'm back again for round 2, part 2 of this Badugi tournament. Yeah, kind of interesting finish to that first session. I've seen this Suzu boy a few times. He's just joined the table. Open limps a lot by the looks of things. I mean, kind of who doesn't, I suppose. This balloon, he's built in for a second time, hasn't he? Right? Yeah, that's right. It wasn't me who knocked him out. I tried, and he hit on the river against me, but he probably only lasted a few more minutes after that. Right? Yeah, some interesting hands. That one with the 4-2-1 that I actually folded on the flop. I don't know about that, whether I should have continued. I suppose I should have done. Then that 9. I think what I did there was fine, honestly. I think how narrow my win there in that pot was. But the trouble with that is, you know, okay, you 3-bet him. It means the other person has to call another bet. Maybe that's why I should have 3-bet. But you know, obviously he could 4-bet me there, and I'm in a horrible position there. Can't fold. Okay, East down to 540. So you can see the blinds have, you know, been going for 50 minutes, and in 4 minutes we'll be up to like 4 times what we started at, right? Cricket, New Zealand need 79 off 29. They're doing really well. It would just be like awesome if they could win, just because it's kind of a weird thing, this final, this just a one-off game to decide. No, gonna let it go. 6-2 probably, maybe come in. Because New Zealand kind of don't get the chance to, for like glory in cricket. It's not like, I mean, England and Australia, they have these very big Ashes series and these big series against all the other mighty powers of cricket like India. Now this is a really good hand. Now do my 3-bet. I guess I have to call this, right? Especially when you're so short. Okay, draw one, come on. Okay, so he's... For God's sake, that's what not to do, right? Donk, that makes absolutely no sense. He's got an automatic bet. I guess I'm gonna call here too. No. Oh wow, look at you there. Oh, but all fluff. Oh, I've got a big hand here too, but he's obviously... Oh, he's folded. I would have got leave it fold, but that didn't go so well for me, did it? He's drawing 2, okay. Can't imagine it'll be... Okay, so I got some of that back. Most of it. That's not quite good. That's not quite good enough from that position. Yeah. I think what I did there was fine. Both had 8s, right? Yeah. It's kind of weird that nobody put more than one bet in on the turn. It gave me the chance to hit that the pot had got so big. The implied odds of hitting, of course there's reverse implied odds too. I mean, if I've got a 9 or something, if I make a 9 or maybe even a 10, I probably can't fold. But, well, it's more likely I'll make a better hand though. Oh no! Oh, gee me. Well, hang on, you were basically all in anyway, weren't you? Yeah, according to this, we're still 36 degrees here, and that's 36 degrees C, and 97 degrees F. F that. Tomorrow's apparently going to be even hotter. We're going to get up to, hang on, where are we again? 39 or 103 Fahrenheit. Oh my god. Okay. It's not. Oh god. Okay. Huh. If you don't win, does that mean I get a reprieve from my big blind or something? But you do win, right? Hey. Okay, it's... We'll see, it's... no matter what. I do very well in these sort of situations, honestly. Okay. Habit of losing in this sort of situation, right? Yep, there you go again. I had the best hand, of course, before last, or second time in a row, okay, that you've hit on the river to stay alive just against me. It's amazing. Oh. Completely, but they keep taking half the suits out of the deck. It's very frustrating when they do that. Check cool actually here. Oh, they're gonna fold. It's crazy stuff. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That's just insane. Utterly crazy. Raise it up. See my stats again. Oh god. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. See what he has. Queen, you see, right? Because I hit the the ace on the river there, right? Huge pot, honestly. Now I'm down to 244. It just shows you what this is a crapshoot, really, isn't it? You've got no, you just have nothing to play with. What's happening in the cricket? Is it again? What's that? 70 for 2, so that must be 69 off 26. Yeah, so far it's been not enough hitting, right? Too much missing and not enough hitting, which is always going to be a problem. What hands have I hit? I had a 7 at some point, didn't I? I had a 9, which was a good pot. But you see the sort of hands that people are showing down there, right? Even after drawing 2 sometimes, it's just mental what you see here sometimes. And that's because so many people are actually getting involved. Just looking for a little diamond there, right? But 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 diamonds would be quite nice. But oh, now this GJ Reggie, you look like you're some kind of god or whatever. But well, OK East, he's now all in, right? Yeah, I think I got number 3 there, right? Pretty much. Let's go. So how did you make that number 3? Alright, just drew 1, and then made it immediately on the first draw, right? And that's a chunk, okay. I feel like I have a handle on this game, but a lot of the times I feel like the decisions I make I'm not so sure about are marginal. Like in the last tournament I played, there were 2 really marginal decisions. They weren't marginal, I don't think. I think there was one where, what did I have? That's right, I folded pre with a queen 7-3-2 or something to when someone raised in front of me. I simply had to re-raise there. That was a bad fold. You can always break that, right? And then the other hand was where I was facing 3 bets cold with 6-4-2, knowing that basically pretty much my whole stack was going to get in if I didn't, you know, whatever, right? Now the guy who 3-bet was clearly had a better range than my hand. The guy who, yeah, I mean, it turned out my equity wasn't too bad, but 3-way. The trouble was that the guy who raised originally, you know, he was basically all in, so he had a shorter stack, right? So it meant that it wasn't only my equity 3-way that mattered, but also my equity 2-way against the guy who re-raised, and that wasn't going to be so hot, you know. So I actually think like folding there was going to be best. I think it was close, but I think just my actual chip EV was probably a little bit negative by calling there, and you never want to take up negative chip EV positions. It's that simple. We don't really want neutral chip EV positions a lot of the time either, unless it's a bounty tournament, of course, because the bounty that you win, they're basically like they act as chips, so they're think of them as like chips, right? What have I got here? I've got a okay, I'll take one off here. That would have been pretty. This is where he could pat, right? Okay. I'm actually going to bet this directly. Okay. Pat, great. Jeez, how often does that happen? I mean, you've got a 1 in 10 chance. Have you actually? I'm actually going to call. I might just try and see what he's going to do here, right? We had a real Badugi. I thought, well, occasionally you want to try and pick up a snow, just in case, but no, he has a real Badugi in that. Now I'm pretty much dead. I don't regret doing that, actually. I thought, well, once in a while, because he didn't bet the river there, so... And of course he was drawing 2. People don't really snow much after drawing 2, I mean, my catch was that good that, you know... Damn. Running into stuff all the time here. So, if something really out of the ordinary happens, this is it. What you can do, is there, you know? Just 46 out of 47. I wonder, who's the poor sod who's actually behind me? Pity you. Just, I've been going for a very, very barren run in these tournaments of late, in general, actually. Just, not getting anywhere. Just missing a whole lot, right? So 2 out of 8 showdowns. That's gonna kill you. It's just, yeah, the stats don't lie, do they? No, I'm not going to raise this up. Wood on the button though. The next one over, I'd raise that actually. I'd be opening that up with the suits too, right? Unfortunately, I mean, it's probably not a bad idea to open that anyway. Nope. 44th out of 40. So now there's 3 sods behind me. Like crumbs. What the hell? 62 off 24 New Zealand now. Just eking these runs out. We've got 8 wickets left. That's the other crucial thing. Haven't lost any. Oh god. Don't say it. Not quite now. Let this one go as well. It's a bit of a pain because well, on 6 more hands than I did the last time I played Badugi, which was this morning. Yeah, this is, what are we up to? 90, 91 hands. Yeah, I guess that's probably roughly about where, you know, half my tournament's kind of over by about now. So it's like being a kind of typical, very average tournament. Queen. I mean, maybe I can call raise with the price I'm getting, right? I don't know. So I think I probably can now, actually. What do I do now then? The problem here is that I'm enjoying. I can make my 9. Okay. It's just like. Okay, I don't think my 9's going to be good. My king's going to be good enough here, right? My 9's probably not either. That's the weird thing about this. I'll draw. Off. Okay. You have to laugh at the hands that people show down. You really have to laugh. So that'll do. That'll do. Okay, 7-3. Maybe I shouldn't have come it, but I don't know. Maybe I should have drawn 2 there when I had. No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to rebuy. I mean, why would I do that? It's like, got like, well, it's basically 600. So I'd have 5 big bets. I'll rebuy with 5. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't see the point. So anyway, that's Badugi for me again. Again, you've seen how to get knocked out of a Badugi tournament. It's actually really easy to do. You can do it too. You just have to you know, you just have to join the tournaments, right? There's at least well, there's 2 of these every day. I think there are just 2 every day, right? And then there's the pot limit. There's 2 of them every day as well. So yeah, so yeah, you've got a bit of a choice here about which ones you want to actually sign up for. So, well, good luck with any Badugiing that you feel like doing, and that's it from me. All the best. Take care. Bye.